Hi everyone, I'm Xingyu Lan from Tongji University. Today I'll be presenting our work, Understanding Narrative Linearity for Telling Expressive Time-Oriented Stories. This paper was co-authored by Xingyu Lan, Xinyue Xu, and Nan Cao from Intelligent Big Data Visualization Lab, Tongji University. Creating expressive narrative visualization often requires choosing a well-planned narrative order. According to narratologist Gerard Genette, every story has two orders: the natural order of the story, which is always chronological, and the order in which it is narrated. So when narrating a story, the narrative can either follow the linear order of the story events, which is chronology, or deviate from linearity, which are also called anachronies. For example, in this story, when presenting the social progress of Sweden, Hans Rosling starts from 2004, then flashbacks to 1709, and then tells chronologically until 2004 again. While evidence exists that anachronies can enhance story expressiveness in novels and films, how they can be incorporated into narrative visualization is unknown. So in this work, we examine one specific type of narrative visualization, that is time-oriented stories. So basically, time-oriented stories are stories that based on temporal data, such as the history or the progression of certain things. We then ask two specific research questions. First, what are the regular patterns of manipulating narrative linearity in time-oriented stories? Second, whether different narrative order patterns help improve story expressiveness. To address these questions, first we conducted preliminary interviews with 7 experts. We identified 6 motivations and 2 challenges of manipulating narrative linearity in time-oriented stories. For example, we found that balancing the expressiveness and the comprehensibility of a story is challenging. Then we analyzed a corpus of 80 time-oriented stories and identified 6 most salient patterns of narrative orders, including chronology and 5 anachronies. This figure visualizes these 6 patterns. For example, trace back starts from the end of the story, then flash backs to the beginning, and tell chronologically until the end of the story. When using this pattern, the storyteller usually starts from now, asks how did we get here, and then looks back to the history to find reasons. Next, we conducted a crowdsourcing study with 221 participants to evaluate and compare the 6 patterns. We posed 3 hypotheses, including the differences in the learning outcome, user engagement, and the tension between expressiveness and comprehensibility between the 6 narrative order patterns. We used the 3 time-oriented stories as stimuli. As you can see here, in this study, we presented the narrative points in a story one by one to the participants, according to the narrative order they were assigned to. And here are the results. First, we did not find significant difference in recall between chronology and anachronies, or between the 6 patterns. Second, we found that anachronies performed better than chronology in some user engagement metrics, such as focused attention and enjoyment. Third, we found that while chronology was rated as highly comprehensible, which is represented as the y-axis, it was rated low in expressiveness by many participants, and expressiveness is represented using the x-axis. By contrast, we can see that patterns 2, 3, and 5 were rated high in both comprehensibility and expressiveness. So overall, the results indicated that anachronies have the potential to make time-oriented stories more expressive without hindering comprehensibility. Thank you very much.